So,
all right, Wes. Hey, man.
Usually I'm this is when I'm behind the desk. Welcome. It's the Small Business Living It podcast with Dean Castellano here at Second Floor Studios, something like that.
Man. New studio. I see you got some new Adidas too, man.
Yes,
pretty cool.
I treated myself. Mm-hmm. I've been looking for these skate shoes. I tried them on. Mm-hmm. I didn't like them, but then I found they made a different version. And they were like my white unicorn. And then Nordstrom Rack yesterday found them for half price. Right. So I haven't taken these off yet.
I'd say goodbye, good luck there, man.
50, instead of $100, $50. Hell yeah!
All right, Nordstrom Rack.
But more important, we are in one of the new sets.
Yeah,
of Second Floor, and compliments and thank you to you.
Yeah, I mean, we downsized the Palace, right?
Yep. So
we took the 2-bedroom at the Katy. We moved back into the 1-bedroom at the 21 Turtle Creek. Save a little dough, get a little closer to the action over on the west side of the Katy Trail, which I think I like hanging out here more.
Yeah, you're closer. Plus, you can walk to work if you wanted to.
It's now just a straight mile. I think I might buy myself an electric bike.
I was thinking about looking at those too. That would have been like my one buy, especially with like Matt and Victoria being around. Like if they can't, but you can get a good e-bike for less than $500.
Yeah, the ones that so a lot of my friends are buying them. They're like $1,100, $1,200. Avento, I think that's the name.
Yeah,
of them.
You should get a Vespa.
Well, there's some interesting aspects. I heard some folks who do a lot of riding that the bigger tires are better. A Vespa with a little
true
hits a pothole.
Yeah, so that's what I was when I was looking at them. I'm like, I want good suspension, fat tires.
Need a little bigger tire, I think.
Yeah,
just because the roads get a little rough.
But you're closer, so that kind of makes me. So that's been a change here, and that all changed in this past 2 weeks of you moving. But there's been a lot that's changed for Grand Mortgage, and not only personally and professionally.
Speaking of change,
see that transition? See what I did there, guys?
That was awesome.
Yeah. So kind of from like the beginning of the year, what's been kind of where did it meet your did you have projections and you met them, or were there unexpected surprises, like good surprises that happened?
Well, the changes, interestingly, 2024 was our best year by far because we did a couple of really large transactions.
Okay.
So if you take 2015 to today, we do 35 deals and we do $60 million in loan production.
Okay.
And it's pretty consistent.
Sounds pretty good.
So this year I think we'll hit 65 million and we'll do 36 or 37 transactions. What's funny, 18 years that I've been running the portfolio, our average loan size is $1.5 million and it's still $1.5 million.
That's a good thing though, right? Consistency.
It is. At some point it'll be a little bigger. We'll make a little bit more per loan.
Right. But still, I mean, $1.5 million is good. I remember when I first moved here, so I don't think it wasn't this year. I think it was last year. Mm-hmm. I came to hang out with you, and there was a day, and I know I've talked about this before, but there was a day where you were like Brad Pitt in Moneyball when he's doing the trade. It was like 6 trades or something. And you're like, Wes, this is like a unicorn kind of like, this is
right.
So did you have any crazy days like that?
I would say December's potentially always like that. There was so much action here between the first of Thanksgiving and right now that I think it's all settled into we know what we're doing by year end. We have a really good transition into January. Hopefully we'll close 3 transactions next week before Christmas. But what's really cool is the market is really responding with payoffs, which means things are selling, things are refinancing. I think that that's always a really good indicator when capital markets have liquidity in them to pay our loans off.
Right.
So that's confidence for us, confidence to underwrite new deals, confidence for investors, and we make a little bit on the back end, although the portfolio goes up and down. We have a good sized portfolio now. We have sustainable income. So the company's solid. The thing that was the big change this year is, I think I was the sole owner of Graham Mortgage from 2013 to just here, first quarter of 2025. I welcomed, they paid for it. Adam Tonks and David Smith as partners to the firm.
Okay.
And
is that a congrats or?
That's a huge congrats. Because what? So I get a little bit of money, but what I got a lot of is support.
Right.
Then I have partners. A lot of people don't like partners, or it takes, partnerships are tricky.
Yeah.
Like any relationships.
Yeah. So. And especially, but these are Adam and
David. Have you met David?
I believe so. But I mean, these are, when I realized, because you've known and worked with them for so long, it's kind of like again, Matt, my best friend of over 20 years. It's like, I know we can work. There's trust.
Trust.
Yeah.
Trust is the big word.
Yeah.
Right? So,
and they can take the load off, and that, it's like, hey, I'm not able to do this. Could you, because like we always said, the hardest thing to do is ask for help. But to take some of that stress off, it feels good. Plus, you got another big personal change you got in your life that came up, and congratulations.
Trisha and I decided,
so
together
now you get more time.
we would get married in 2026,
right?
And you helped me with that whole proposal. So
I sold it good.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. It was fun.
That'll be a lot of fun. So another big change. Moved my place. Just last week. So big changes, and everything's been positive.
Yeah.
So
and just a side note on the proposal with the help was me and Dad kind of relived fast times at Ridgemont High. When what's his name forgot
it was poorly done.
It was poorly done, but the idea was if the idea was how he forgot his wallet in the film, and he calls Damone up and he brings him. So Dad, I played that role and said, "Hey,
more
Dad,
Wiener Schnitzel,
more Wiener Schnitzel, two more Cokes,
Coke, more Coke."
Yeah, so
I come here for the Schnitzel.
Yeah,
all the time, right? So one of our favorite movies. Wes came up with the genius ploy.
Yeah, that's all I can.
Like I pretended I forgot the ring.
Yeah,
and he was randomly coming into the mall.
We were going to see a movie, me and Victoria.
Yeah,
but what I didn't know was how nice the restaurant was. So I'm like in jeans and like a Britney Spears shirt, and Victoria's
it fit with the ploy. You were headed to the movies.
Yeah.
It is North Park, by the way. That's a funny thing you say when Mom and I moved to North Park, and we moved to Dallas in 1983 or whatever it was. We went to North Park for the first time. We're like, everybody's dressed up.
Yeah.
What's going on here? And
that's what we were
pretty high.
Me and Vic, when we was going to look for her shoes, but with her, to keep the warranty on her wedding ring, we have to get it cleaned once every 3 months. Kay's at the Galleria. So we call it, and we jokingly were like, we go there because it's for poorsies like us. Because everything's the manageable. Like there's more stores that I'm like, hey, I could maybe afford something in there. As opposed to, you have guys. Last time I was in the Rolex store, there was the security guard had I'm sure, I thought standard issue was 9mm. He had a hand cannon, like 357 Magnum revolver. But anyway. But so congrats on that. So you sold the company, part of the company.
You're
not going anywhere. You're
shares in the company. No, I'm not going anywhere. It was a 5-year contract with 4 years and 2 weeks or 4 years and 10 days. But it's been a fun year. And part of the, going back to why, certainly I was hesitant because I make all the decisions. I write all the checks.
Right.
I'm accountable to investors for performance of loans, but it's my company.
Right.
So I make all the company decisions. Now I don't make all the company decisions. Adam's been there,
right,
helping me run the company for a long time. So he just continues in.
Yeah, he knows how to do it
with more authority, if you will. And
then, he doesn't need to like double check with you. Yeah,
I trust him a lot.
Yeah,
and I think he's very eager to be he communicates well, and he is very transparent. And then David Smith is a guy he and his dad have been investors here. Shout out to Norman. By the way, a cool fact on Norman Smith, and I may get the numbers a little bit off, but he was the Oklahoma Sooners quarterback in the early 60s. It might have been 60 and 61.
You have a lot of friends that play college ball.
Well, this is Dallas. This is Texas.
I'm talking like Allen was Oklahoma.
He went to Oklahoma State. Yeah. Philip played basketball with him too.
Yeah.
But Norman, I think one of the stats, and we can look it up, but I think he threw like less than 30 passes for the season.
Oh, so it's a fun stat.
It was running. It was a running game. He was the quarterback, and of course, the smartest guy. I think back then they were calling their own plays, of course.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They're just playing Sandlot style almost.
Well, it was the old formations were running formations, where you would have three guys in the backfield.
Right.
So now you have one or none.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have two.
Yeah, now you're doing, because when we would play, it was either, okay, you're going to do a fly, you're going to do a button hook, and then you're going to do there was like 3 plays for a wide receiver.
You were always, well, when you play Sandlot, it's mostly passing. But anyway, Norman was a running quarterback in a running style. They were, the Smiths and their oil operations were neighbors of ours up at the 21 Turtle Creek.
Oh, yeah.
And then Norman became an investor, the Smith family. And then David has absolutely been a great supporter ever since I met him. And he's had interest in the business, so he's come in and as a partner. Now he works the big picture. He's available every day, but he's also doing family business, oil and gas stuff, and he's got his own deals going. Yeah, and he's also a dad. He runs carpool, pickup, and things
so how
of that nature.
Does he sleep?
Sometimes. It's funny. He's amazingly efficient.
Right.
So he moves throughout his day, and he's a great golfer too. He's one of the best golfers I know.
So how Adam's not a golfer though?
He's learning.
Okay.
He's taking a lesson.
That's not a hate on Adam. It feels like
Adam's a great athlete. He's a Ironman.
Oh, so that's an athlete.
Yeah. Right.
But but golf's just fun, man. I love going to hitting balls with you for sure. I've been sending him on my Instagram or YouTube feed, once you see it once, it'll start. But they have XL Olympics.
Oh yeah.
So it's literally where they give you the problem. So it's like a video game. So it's like fill out these squares to be all yellow, and then it's like it gives you more and more steps to do. So you have to solve they give you the solution, do this, and you have to do the formula as fast as you can. And I sent it to him. I was like, "Can you do this?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think I can do that." So I'll show you when we're.
So you're solving a math problem.
So
backwards,
So think of it as levels. So it's like you're going through a gauntlet. So it's the first could be turn every other square from columns A to down to here, make those yellow, but make all the other ones green. And then you type it out, then it's okay, next one. Now do this, and this. And you're okay, now next one. So you're just, it's kind of like playing a Nintendo game.
Got it.
Levels. So So it's basically you got to be. It's just knowing your short keys and how to do it the fastest. But you guys say that, I remember Dodge saying he's a. We'll just say he said, yeah, I'm like a paddle boat and Adam's a Ferrari on XL.
Oh, on XL.
Yeah. So
there's Adam's legendary when it comes to spreadsheets. His brain is. It's wired a different, for it.
Even Matt and I were talking about that when he was on an interview. They said, "Can you do, how good is your computer literacy?" It's like we grew up with internet. Like, good. How are you at Excel? You're like, right. I was like, I haven't needed, and the guy goes, yeah, nobody really outside unless you're in finance.
Well, that's it's interesting you say that because that's what I tell college kids, that if you're good at Excel, you can contribute to any position immediately. Yeah, because a lot of times the guys that you work for, to your point, aren't.
And it's basically coding on the fly. That's all. I mean, you're just typing.
I think
it really is. If you're doing f of x, you're just writing the form, telling it what to do. It's basic code in a way. Yeah,
I do think it's
a different part of your brain.
Important to understand that the design of it for flexibility is really important.
Yeah, because we only used it in high school for science fair projects. It was more for just creating a table. That was it. Like, other than that, there was.
I think even I can do that now. But I love math. I love. It's funny that Adam was a ninth grade algebra teacher for a couple of years right before he came to Graham, and his students would always say to him, "What do we use algebra for?" And we use it every day.
Yeah,
we're solving for something.
Yeah, right. That was the crazy thing when I took SAT prep, because at that time we were taking either stats or calculus pre-calc, and we took algebra 1 and algebra 2, 8th and 9th grade. So what the guy told us is that you guys are now overthinking the problems. So you have to digress back to at the time, and this was in 2003. He basically said you have to go back to 9th grade algebra because you're not doing calculus.
Right.
Like, they're asking you. So I'm like, then why are we?
I think it's to train your brain. I don't know,
but it's just like I feel like wait, you're making us regress and not like.
Well,
but like you pick it once I found that out. You just kind of, but it got you to stop overthinking the problem. These
always lead to really interesting places because another big thing that happened this year is I have been out of high school for 50 years.
Ouch.
50, baby. So
how does
1975. This decade is 25 years old. We're a quarter of the way through the 21st century.
Yeah. So I just hit my 20th last year. Oh, God.
How does that feel?
You know what even hurts even more? It's like I've been out of college for almost 20.
Yeah, man. Well, so here's the deal. When you get to be my age, the focus is on your health, right? It's like now it's like no more gambling on your health.
Right.
You gotta be very intentional about it. And I feel great. I'm
you do not look your age.
Yeah, people tell me that a lot. I appreciate that.
So that's what well, I don't know if Drew's gonna see this, but obviously you saw one of your presents, and when he told me about it, I was like, well, what are you gonna do? Like, because Drew's a good driver. And he's like, I can't let the old man outdrive me. I'm like, yeah, those bad boys are going to add 30 yards if Dad keeps doing what he's doing, man.
Yeah, Drew swings really hard, too.
Except for the last time he was here, he was overthinking it.
I think, yes, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, because he was giving me tips before we even got to Topgolf. I'm like, Drew, just let me hit the ball. Right. I got this. And then he called me a cheater.
He's super serious about it, and you're super relaxed. And that's maybe your edge.
Yeah. It's
especially at Topgolf.
I always say, I give Philip, this is a shout out to Philip, because Drew said when last time he played with Philip was like he gets in this, like, he called it the Native American Zen moment, like where when he told me that, then I just kind of go in that Philip mode of just going, all right, man, you got everything, I just do it. Like,
let the arrow fly.
Yeah. Just kind of like, I got the grip right.
Pull it back and just.
Yeah. Don't, like, once you just start, just do it. Like, don't overthink it. You've swung it 1,000 times. So
I've enjoyed this year really understanding more about how to swing a golf club, because I've always known what my weakness, my flaws were.
Right.
So flaws lead to inconsistency. I think a lot of people can hit a golf ball. They can hit it far, they can hit it straight, but can they hit it far and straight all the time?
When it matters.
Yeah.
It's just like in bowling.
8 out of 10 times.
Just like in bowling, some guy's like, oh, look, I got like 2 strikes. I'm like, yeah, but can you adjust, go one
conditions,
more?
Right?
Yeah, the oil's going to change every throw. Me and you know that. Like,
yeah.
It's all about adjustment. Like, that's the key.
Well, conditions to the same thing. It's like in golf, you have wind.
Yeah.
You can have different types of temperature. You can have different types of grass. You can have water hazards, sand hazards, trees.
It hasn't been aerated properly. But yeah.
Right. You got all these different conditions that you have to adjust to. So consistency is the key. I have a great teacher, Mike, over at Golf Tech. If you practice golf on a range, and you can kind of make these little adjustments, but if you're not watching your swing on video,
it's tough.
You're not accomplishing anything, I don't think. And I've accomplished a lot, including being a little confused at points in time.
Yeah.
But no, I've improved. I understand it better. I really enjoy it. So golf has become I love doing business. I love doing loans. I love closing loans.
How many times, and it's really cool. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, head out to go play.
So who's come this year, right? Uncle Tom,
Uncle Billy.
Yeah.
Drew's come out and play.
Yeah.
Play with Betty. Yeah, Betty all the time.
Yep.
So I had a good segue with the consistency and watching. Oh, the podcast. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in. Ever since we started doing video. So speaking,
because you're so handsome. Wes.
No. I'm well lit, and I'm using. Right? It's all about Drew taught me. It's all about lighting, and
I think you're gonna need a little makeup guy because you're a little shiny.
I'm a little. When I went to Gents to get a straight blade, I got some really good, just skincare. That's
man.
It's been a stressful 2 years. What's that? Yeah, I'm glowing. So glowing. It's like soaked in. But if you were gotten better at, not that you were bad at first, but if you go back and listen to the first small business and listen to how you sound now, my production has gotten better, but your mic technique has gotten better.
Yeah, I think also too, I'm more relaxed.
Yeah. You're just
in this environment and in general.
Yeah.
We go back to having, so what I think one of the hardest parts about being an owner of your own company and the only owner is all the pressures on you.
Yeah.
And it's constant.
Yeah. And that's just me doing the shows. Like just before we started, I had to get this live stream pulled, done, uploaded, all that stuff while simultaneously trying to, this is the first time we shot on this set. And for the past week, about 2 weeks, I've been literally here for like 3 or 4 hours trying to figure out lighting.
What's funny, what you just said, this is the first time we've sat at this set. Wes, every time we do this, it's the first time we've been on this set.
Okay. With
so
this
it's like
couch.
If we've done 10 of these, we've had 10 different sets. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's just comfortable.
It's very comfortable. Yeah. So that was the goal. But it's like, because all my mind is always thinking, what can I do? And again, shout out to Drew. It was master don't spend money on gear. I mean, like, don't like master your technique.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I got the audio down. So then it was like time for upgrade. So this is the first show that me and you have done with condenser mics, and these are
that is cool looking. I can kind of see through the
so I can see this in the back of yours. Yeah, so it comes with kind of cool is that you can these are just little magnetic.
Oh, neat.
These Lewits are perfect for recording guitar. You can record drums. These are good all around. But once I started getting used to like and then as you've gotten better too, is learning how, if we know how to use these mics properly, you can do it really, really well. And spending all this time trying to figure out lighting, it's like, okay, I have the three soft boxes, but why can't I get it to look good? So it's just over and over. And then Drew's like, hey man, you gotta look at your camera settings. So my goal is to, if I can make this, and hopefully it does, and they'll look better through just shooting through a phone.
Right.
They actually got pretty decent lenses on them.
Yeah.
If I can make us look, nobody would know the difference. Then that's when I know, okay, then we can go next level.
So that's a good question. So you've had some changes this year in the, let's just say what your content, your delivery in both the format and
so switch to video and YouTube Shorts.
The shorts,
because that's Spotify and Apple, and the podcast market is so saturated, right?
Right.
And it's really, really tough. So you got to go really niche.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I don't know personally. I know you use Spotify, but like I use YouTube Music. YouTube to me is the easiest.
Okay.
Right. And people scroll like they scroll.
No lie, man. It's like
so
5 seconds, 3 seconds.
Right. So if you have, when I found out, I was like, all right, let me just take this one clip. This software called Opus Clip, which will take the long form and they will break it up into like 20 different ones.
Yep.
And so then I added a little bit more like B-roll and stuff. The first one I did was with like me and Trey, and it was like a Sunday night, put it up at 6. And then I just looked at it an hour later, 1,200 views. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, man.
I was like 1,200 because Apple and Spotify, I don't know what they consider. They're different on what considers a download, what considers a listen, what considers that. So, in YouTube monetization. So the big change was like we were barely getting any listeners. But once we switched to YouTube and having video, then having Matt coming to join. So Trey has somebody with a high sports IQ also.
Sure.
And everybody's got a good rapport.
Yeah.
That brought a lot more.
Hey, can I ask you a technical question about the shorts?
Mm-hmm.
How are when you click on one and then you start to scroll through the stream, if you will, are they organized by topic? How are those streams constructed?
So when you upload a video, you have a category. So so those are
it'll organize.
But then you have SEO tags.
Okay.
So like for this, you get 500 characters worth. So for example, this would be, I'll put SEO tags of business, real estate, things like that. Okay. So if they were to click on our video first, then the YouTube algorithm will kind of shuffle between what you like things you've liked and watched before.
Right.
And then also similar topics to that first one you clicked. So like I was something like I was watching the making of Django Unchained, right? Then, I'm done with that one. Then there was something like nerdy AI stuff. And then I was like, I've seen that. And then it's back to another Tarantino thing. Even though I never like Google search, or YouTube search.
Yeah, so here, I'm going to start. I pop on a golf.
Right.
So then I go to the next one that's a nice guy getting, then an ad. then
it should be something that guy golf related. And it also depends on how long do you watch it.
okay.
So if your retention on it is like, let's say 5 or 6 seconds, or if you watch the whole thing, it's gonna start giving you things more like that. So the YouTube metric is more about watch hours and engagement views. So if you have an hour-long show and you can get people for 24 minutes, that's like A+ gold medal.
Okay.
Which doesn't sound like much, but to retain. So with shorts, you can do longer ones. It's always there's all these people, but like the thing
what
is,
do you think the optimal length of a short is?
If I would say between 30 at most, minute 10 at most, but usually 30. It depends if you have like B-roll, like, so if you're talking about sports play and you have that footage going.
Oh, what do you mean B-roll? You mean like go to the videotape?
Yeah. So like B-roll is like you have photos and video playing, like you're doing almost like it's a voiceover of the footage.
Got it. Well, like your one you did with Rolling Stone.
Yeah, the one I just did. So you had me talking, and then B-roll was putting Mary Clayton on there and then cutting back. So the tricks are there's formulas and stuff, but what I realized what works is that for this, what we'll do is we'll do like split view, cut in, and then we'll go what's do fit to frame, what's fill the frame. So if you keep changing angles, that's the retention keeps. That's the trick.
So let's jump for a second. What comes to mind is if you are a small business and you have to be in this medium, right?
There's social media is, I hate it in the sense of that it has to be done. Personally, because I love YouTube, but when this used to just be audio,
right,
I could have everything done within an hour.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't spend an hour setting up, and I feel like all my focus goes to video now.
How it looks.
Yeah, how fast did it get us to get the mics ready? Like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
All that took me 30, 45 to...
Yeah.
But I think when I tell people, it's like, if you don't want to start a podcast, like, and here's a sales pitch for Second Floor, on your website is have somebody interview you, have audio or something, or clips, you can have a YouTube channel, shoot 3 or 4 episodes, right? And then you can have clips and segments. So now you have things that will stretch out. So you don't have to, if you're not really focused on, a lot of people are just trying to get monetized on YouTube, but to use audio and podcast clips of you, testimonials, things like that, videos on websites are always that's going to catch you. I think it brings you more online presence, and people want authenticity and expert authenticity. So
tell me this year, what's the most, you're always learning. So I said the last time we got together, everything you do is very interesting to me. That
me and Trey know everything.
And you research. Yeah. It's not like it's not like trivia.
Right.
We were all trivia guys. You guys really know some stuff. And important stuff. So how is social media? How is just shooting video, equipment? I mean, what are the things you learned this year? What do you think?
I've learned Drew was a big part of showing me the basics, because I could watch so many videos, but I'm not seeing
the big shift was moving into video,
right?
To become proficient
and to shoot video well.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Like right now we're doing single cam, and I do a camera trick to make it look like it's multicam. It's just an editing trick. But the goal is that how I do at Blaze, and I have my buddy Sue that has a switchboard, but is the goal for 2026, and what I want to do is to have that B-roll, those images. Like, so if you were like, you have your chart right here, right?
Right.
Let's say you wanted everybody to see it, right? Put it up on the screen. Right now, I would have to go into Adobe Premiere, and not saying it's hard, but you have to put it in, overlay and all that. But if we have somebody on a live switchboard, we have 3 cameras going, and we have somebody monitoring, and then doing like a real TV production.
Right.
That streamline, we could get this show up in 30 minutes.
Got it.
And don't have to edit it because everything's already dialed in.
Yeah.
That's the goal. I think that's when we get to that point. But here's the trade-off. You got to have good cameras.
Sure.
And you can do it with your phone. There are ways to do it, but the easier ways, it's like once you buy that expensive equipment, it's just easier.
Yeah.
That's what you're buying. But what I've learned, but it's been fun learning, because it's also helped me build looking at other jobs and contract work.
Yeah. I think 2026 should be a transition year for your talent is in producing. Is that what we would say?
I would say, production is definitely my ear is. I used to think it was just my voice. But I have a radio voice. I don't have I can do narration, but I'm like that car commercial voiceover guy. But production, because I can do it quick.
Gotcha.
What I learned was efficiency, because unfortunately with Victoria being sick, I can't. I have to get stuff done, and I got to be home. And thank you to Matt for helping out too. Yeah. But to streamline the process, and I've said it before, let the hardware do the work. So it's like these good mics with, I don't have to do anything in post. Maybe my post production will be for the audio, just for the audio, not for the description and all that stuff. 10 minutes, as opposed to, oh crap, this one sounds too high. Oh, there's too much background noise, or it's just like, dude, spend that extra 10 minutes. Good mic technique. Work with, not saying, hey, you gotta. Why I was so big on the boom arms was because so people can adjust. It's like I was asked that question yesterday. Was what is, because I was filling out for a contract, like what's your pre-production?
Ooh, sorry.
Like what's your what do you do that's not technical for before recording? And I do a fake setup. Maybe like moving wires, maybe adjusting a light that doesn't need to. But what I'm doing is I'm listening to people talk. They don't know that I'm rolling audio already.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So, but I'm not using that as like blackmail, but what I'm seeing is vibe. So I'm like, okay, well that guy moves, let's say Trey likes to move. I'm just using an example. Like, let's say like Trey likes to move back and forth and all this and that. So then I know that camera position has to be this, and maybe he needs a different mic.
Sure.
Or then I can just make that quick adjustment. And I never had to. So I'm trying to watch. I'm listening and watching.
Yeah, I would call that reading the room, so to speak, relative to.
Because once you're comfortable, you sound better.
Well, mannerisms, voice, tone.
Yeah, so now I know what to adjust on the mixer, and so that's been 2026 is hopefully by the end, because starting to get traction and people are wanting more and more to start. I think they've reached out because they realized they need it. And Second Floor, they kind of like this punk rock DIY ethos that I have.
Yep.
Of it's not the building, or I think I said something like, it's not the building, it's the engineer, or something like that.
Sure.
Because it's all about how we look on camera It doesn't, and I'm not hating. I love our space, but some people think when they think studio, they think soundstage.
Sure.
And that's kind of where I have to battle.
Yeah, man. This is the garage, the version of the garage.
How many great bands started as a garage band?
Yeah.
So, and I'll say to all these people, go look up Sound City or watch the documentary Sound City and see how many great albums were produced. The number one records were produced at this crappy, like probably the most disgusting studio. We're talking everyone from Fleetwood Mac to Rick Springfield to Slipknot to System.
Well, we all know dive bars and greasy spoons are favorites. So and
so I'm just saying,
a place. They have a place.
They have a place
in culture.
But so what's your for enough about me? This is your show, man.
This is fun.
2026. What you you got you and Trisha going on. But what's the projections? What's the besides having that more than that 1.5?
So I want more capital. We have more money to invest. I think we're well established as a company for however many years, and now I'm well established as a business owner, and with your help in terms of the brand, and I got my swag on, Graham Mortgage.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like that.
The Graham
matches. You need to get some matching
black.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta get you a pair of Adidas, man.
I do like those a lot.
I do. There's a lot of them at Nordstrom Rack, man.
These are like so comfortable and they're kind of ugly, but what the heck?
They're Pumas, man. They're comfortable as hell.
I bought them in New York.
You could try these on later.
I saw Spike Lee in the Nike store. Same day. I looked at all the Nikes and I went over to Puma and I'm like, so I bought the Pumas. So I'm like, I don't know, but that was fun.
Pumas are what's up. No, I love Pumas.
So Spike Lee was there, anyway, 2026 is as long as we can continue to make good loans and if we can attract a little bit more capital. And that's one of the things that Adam and David are doing is they have a fund and they're pooling some money.
Right.
And the more that they can pool I think it really builds a solid foundation for every deal that we fund.
Yeah. So is
60? I will sit here for a year. Hopefully it'll be 60 to maybe it's 80 million, maybe it's 100 million, maybe it's 40 deals. But as long as we can continue to stay in that, 60 million in production, which is we've hit revenue goals that are for the second year in a row that are record breaking. Our margins are good because the bigger the portfolio gets, the more sustainable income, repeatable income we have.
Right.
So the business model is working well and the quality of the loans is good.
So I have a real estate question for you. And I heard this because even Matt and Drew and I even talked about getting into real estate in the sense of not flipping, but this guy said, and he brought up a good point. This guy said he had 6 single family homes.
Sure.
Never raised the rent.
Huh.
And the guy, I think, what's his name? Mr. Kevin, he's on Shark Tank, bald guy.
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful, yeah, him.
Yeah.
And he's looking at him like, are you effing nuts? He goes, hear me out. He's like, these guys, I told them the rent they've paid. I've had them for 8 years, never missed a payment.
Right.
So I'm waiting. So he goes, and then if they decide to leave, I can bump the rent up, but then I'll tell that next tenant, this will be the flat rent for that. So he goes, because I'd rather have consistency than dealing with crappy renters or whatever.
Yeah.
And but then he kind of had this like look, but I go, that actually makes a lot of sense. So what is your take on that?
So one of the great, battles in business models for real estate is who pays for the rent and then who pays. There's revenue and expenses like any business model. And there are certain types of real estate where the tenant pays for both the base rent and also he reimburses the landlord for expenses, so that if you consistently have the same rent and the tenant is covering the expenses, then you always have the same amount of margin. Right. So if your rent's $10, your expenses are $4, you're making $6.
Right.
However, if the expenses go up to $5, you're making $5.
Right.
If it's you, the landlord, that are paying the expenses, your 6 went to 5. So your profit just went down.
Right.
So to the point, if the tenant's helping pay the expenses,
right,
and you have steady stream,
right,
you're okay.
Yeah. So there had to be a little bit more to it. So
if you're exposed to the expense increase,
right,
it just reduces your margin. And if you're comfortable with that, great.
Yeah, I think this guy was saying like this was like his, I don't want to say side hustle or whatever, but he brought up a good point, because it's like, rather than taking
customer retention.
Yeah.
Right. I think every business is looking for a way to retain customers, because to obtain customers costs money.
Right.
And in real estate, it's vacancy, repaint, fix it up, rent it. It's down
the
for a
vetting
while.
process. Yeah.
Yeah, all that. So I get it. I'd like to see that episode.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. So let's just say if I was to get a real estate license, okay, let's say once I get it, what would be and this is for anybody that's trying to get into it in general, but like more specifically like Texas, how, besides I know changing the way I look, I gotta wear I know that part.
You can almost do it well.
So what would be the first step? Would you try to go work for a firm? Would you try to do it like yeah, absolutely. First of all, you kind of have to get what are you really good at? Are you good at research? Are you good at working listing? So the Gary Keller wrote a book called The One Thing, and it's for real estate agents. Okay.
Right. And what he claims is that the one thing that you're supposed to do as a real estate agent is prospect for listings. And that if you're prospecting for listings and focused on that 20 to 30% of the day, meaning you're not doing anything else, you're making calls and prospecting, that you'll be able to spend the rest of your day doing whatever other bullshit, but that 30% of the time will turn into like 80%, a lot of revenue. So that's grinding,
right, for
listings. Other people are just experts in their neighborhoods, experts in a size of house, a price of house, a region of the city. So I think
you got to find where you're.
I think you just want to be the expert in something.
Right. So I think that's where, when Drew mentioned it, because who he shoots houses for,
yeah,
she makes one sale because they're all $2-3 million.
Yeah, you're just doing.
I know. I'm just saying,
it's easy math. There's some real pressure in some.
No, yeah, I get it. I get it. But
it ain't easy.
I know. I know. I'm just.
Yeah.
So kind of when you were talking about, what are you good at? It seems like you got to build a crew.
No, I think it's
like if you have one guy that's good at research, you have another guy that's good at sales, another guy that.
If you're building a firm, but if you're building your own brand, you just pick what you're really good at. If it's calling people and trying to get listings, that's where you focus. If it's doing research and offering people information, so it's like putting out like a newsletter so you become the expert in something.
Right. Yeah.
So, giving them information, giving them opinions, knowing, I'd say some guys are good at understanding the condition of a house, right? So you can walk through one. Well, and this would be, oh man, that air conditioner looks old, or, whatever you're going to have to do to make the house better. that can also be an expertise.
Yeah.
So
Staging almost.
I would highly recommend that you go work for a firm and learn from the people who do it, or you have it as a second job and a side hustle until you learn it.
Right.
Because it's a big zero for a while.
Yeah, no, that's what I think with, I don't say I have idle time, but like the nights when I'm always, because my brain doesn't stop, and with Vic being sick, so like my brain, that's where all this stuff of wanting to learn. I was like, hey, if I'm up, might as well learn something. Drums was like, wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, well, I think there's guys that just pick neighborhoods and they prospect in neighborhoods. And
okay.
if you know this would be a thing. If you know a house flipper and you are providing leads to those house flippers, or you're saying there's an 85-year-old woman who's going to go into a nursing home, that house will come on the market. I've talked to her 2 or 3 times. Or there's a family in transition.
So how do you even find that information?
You write them letters. Yeah. If you're doing houses.
You just got to be like, hey, so.
I get texts all the time. And say, hey, you own this property at blah, 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 blah.
Oh, okay.
And are you interested in selling? And, I don't answer at this point.
So what would be advice if let's say if you have knowledge about real estate, you're not a real estate agent, but you want to invest, like you don't want to flip the house. So it's something like they came to you.
Better have a source of money.
Well, obviously, let's just say, well, what if somebody doesn't have, let's just.
Let me, we're running a little late.
Oh,
Hold
sorry.
on 1 sec. It's all right. Let's see here. Oh no. Okay.
Oh, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, let's.
We could do a part 2. We could do, maybe the first day of New Year's, or.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Actually, and I was going to mention this because you're going to have a little bit more free time. I would love doing these interviews with you because one, I get to hang out with my dad.
Yeah.
But doing on LinkedIn, I see you get a lot of positive feedback with the videos and clips and episodes.
Sure.
I would like once a week for you to do like a 10-minute or something, or twice a month, just to have just you solo, just giving out updates on Graham or something, so you can.
I know Claudia would like that too.
Yeah. Okay. So I know exactly how to set it up.
You and I have this like Thursday afternoon evening thing. Yeah. So if you're around on Thursday afternoon or evening,
you just tell me. You just tell me, and then
when are you doing your stuff with Trey and Matt?
Yeah. They're coming soon.
Is that consistent?
Yeah, it's fair. Like we usually do. It's just Trey's schedule. It's usually a Thursday or a Friday.
Yeah, so Thursdays are good. So what I will say is 2025 was interesting, good, transitional, exciting. 2026, I don't know. I think it'll be stable and really good.
Yeah.
And it could be transformative for you because you've been putting in a lot of work,
I hope so.
Learning a lot, and I think that the world is about to understand what you can offer in terms of this medium.
Yeah, I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah, no, it's like I got the years of experience and the know-how. I just I don't know how where to direct the skills. So just
I heard you think. I know you're thinking about some career guidance. I think that's good.
I think
some professional career guidance.
Because when you asked me what would I do with my skills, what else could I do, and I was no idea.
Well, I would continually tell you that there are probably trade organizations that you could be members of. I don't know if there's an Audio Engineer Association of America. I know there's a National Broadcasters Association. Those type of trade organizations, wherever you might fit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Those are the kind of people, when you hang out with the people, those are the guys that know where the jobs are. Those are the guys that are moving. Those are the guys that are hiring. Those are the whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe that, I don't know where to look.
I don't know.
But just kind of reach out.
Yeah.
Jump in the stream of the professional engineers. Talk to Jimmy Askew.
Yeah. Might have to go get some suits too.
I don't know about suits,
I'm
Wes.
just kidding.
Maybe you get right now. Maybe I don't know. If you
got Matthew McConaughey on a shirt, I'm going to be.
That's your kind of that roadie look or that crew look. That's the
vibe, man.
Yeah,
because that's why you wear black, right? Because you're on a sound stage.
Well, hide your belly too.
Yeah, that too. Right. That's what good lighting will do too.
All right.
Slimming. All right.
Love you. Merry Christmas.
We'll see you next year.
2025.
Maybe one more time before.
I think I'd like to do some shout out to some folks who brought us some business.
Maybe we'll get somebody a returning guest.
Time to roll.
Gotta go. All right, guys.
I think it's spaghetti and meat sauce. That's waiting for me. Hey.
We're not Castellanos.
Right? All right. Love you, man.
The SBLI podcast is an independent production published monthly on the first Thursday of the month. We are broadcasting from the second floor studios located in the Graham Mortgage home office in Dallas, Texas. To learn more about Graham, visit their website, gm-tx.com, or find them on LinkedIn. To hear more episodes, go to anchor.fm/SBLI to find us on your favorite podcast listening platform.